I wanted to um reminisce about this one thing again on Facebook, because much of our relationship has been through me observing you through Facebook,
It has
those little
actually.
updates and stuff like that. And I don't really do Instagram. I'll
Observing
probably
slash
do more
stalking.
Instagram now and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
love that we're talking today, bro.
Yeah,
Honestly,
man, mate, me too.
for me, that's fantastic. But what I wanted to do is, there was one where you were like, I don't know, something like, I got 5 hours to get there or whatever, and I'm getting on a train, and I think you were going to somewhere like Finland or Spain or something. You were traveling somewhere on a train to rave, and that
Yeah.
was your sole mission. But I remember just seeing a few snapshots, and then I remember seeing, like, later on that night or so, or a few hours later or whatever, you
Yeah.
just held your camera up, and there's this incredible sort of sea of people with the
Yeah.
lights of the stage or what have you, and then all of a sudden you capture this moment where it just pumps, and then I remember sitting there going, that's wicked. I wish
Yeah, I
I
made it.
was there. I wish I was right there. What was that? You remember it, right?
Okay,
You know what I'm
so
talking about?
so it was Outlook Festival, which is that one there.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, like it's in Croatia, right?
Croatia.
Yeah, in a place called Pula, which is one of the only places in Europe that still has a used Roman amphitheater, like a massive coliseum, and they still have concerts in there, right? And this festival have an opening ceremony there, and they had Pharaoh Monch, who performed Simon Says.
Right.
You know that tune? Bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah. Of course, yeah.
So he came
Get the
out.
hell up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Throw
Yeah.
your hands in the sky. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah. Love it. I'm not gonna do it because I'm just gonna be like, people are gonna go, what's he
Yeah,
doing?
I know.
What's that old fart
That's
doing?
all I had to say, and I know that you've got
Yeah.
it right.
Wham,
Yeah,
wham, wham, wham.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
So he came
Available
out.
now.
Yeah, I know you really want to do it as well.
Come on.
Right. So he came out with a full orchestra, right? And it was like, like a massive orchestra played this thing, and then he just came out like rapping, and it was proper goosebump moments, man. Like one of the biggest, like, and best kind of concert experiences I've ever had, because it was just amazing settings in this amphitheater, looking over the whole of Pula, with one of the greatest rappers of all time over from America, performing with an orchestra. Like, it was just incredible. And yeah, like there was so many people there, and basically I've been there 3 or 4 years. The first year I went just as a punter and had an incredible time, and the second year I actually managed to get a partnership with them. So we did a launch party in Reading, which went really well. We booked some of the artists that were playing at the festival, helped promote the festival. We got free tickets to go. We got to play at the festival, which was great. So I actually performed there, and that's been an ongoing relationship now for 3 years, which is wicked. So on one of the years that I was going there, I'm terrible for this, right? I was just like flapping away, trying to get all my stuff packed. You know how it is, right? The night before, like. But as a DJ, you've also, as well as your packing, you've got to organize your tunes on your USB sticks and make sure that they're all ready. And have you got your best mixes? Have you got any jingles that you're going to drop in from MCs? Have you got everything together? Like, so I was trying to organize it all, and I just left the house way too late, and like shot to the airport, right? And I really thought I could make it, man. I was like gunning it down the motorway, like I've got to make this, like. I'm performing at the festival, so like I'm like, I've got to make it. And I was on my way. I think I was flying from Luton as well, which is quite far from Reading.
Yeah.
And anyway, got there, missed the flight, right? It was shut, like, and I had like a long stay car park as well, so it was like, you had to get the bus and all that stuff, and it was just a nightmare. And I got into the airport, and obviously there were quite a lot of people from around the area who were also going to the same festival. So
Okay.
I was there in the morning, and like obviously everyone's having the mandatory airport pint right in the pub, and I was having a chat with a couple of other sort of like younger people who were going there, and they were all sort of like, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I've missed the flight," and they were like, oh, "There's still flights available because our friend's missed his, and he's had to just go and book another one." So I went and checked, and there were no flights to Pula, which was where I needed to go, but there was a flight to Stinjan, which is about a 3 hour drive from Pula.
Right.
And I was like, this is the only way that it's gonna work, man. I can't not go. So anyway, I had to pay like another 60 quid or something like that, and like
Okay.
jumped on the flight. There was a few people that were going to the festival, so I'm on my own, like on this flight, feeling a bit crappy because
Yeah.
I've missed mine, and
I
I'm
need a
gonna
lift.
yeah, and I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't know. I still don't know how I'm gonna get from Stinjan to Pula. Like, so I was like, this is terrible. And I think that's when I posted. I was like, I missed my flight or
And that
something.
was it. I got like certain amount. I remember like feeling a bit of an intensity
Yeah,
about it.
that
It
was
was
it.
like
That was
I
crazy. You saw that? Yeah,
got this mission that I'm
yeah. And I
on.
was like,
I was there with you, man. I was
yeah,
like,
mate.
I mean, even though I kind of like did the whole, you know, um 20s thing of just going through Facebook and going ding ding ding, but I
Yeah,
hit it and I was like, oh, okay, Joe's got a little mission that he's on. Do you know what I mean? He's got a little adventure
yeah,
that's
man.
happening.
I was on it, bro. I needed to make it.
So
So
that was that, right?
that was it, mate. And then like I started talking to these girls who were sat behind me, I think, on the plane, and because they were like, "Are you on your own?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm actually on my own. Like, I've missed my flight. Would you believe?" And they were like, "Oh my God." And there were two lovely girls from Wales that I think they were, yeah, Bronwyn and Grace, they were called,
Nice.
and
Shout to Bronwyn and Grace.
big up Bronwyn
If
and
this
Grace.
story's got a good ending.
Trust me, mate. Yeah, we don't know where this is going yet. They are.
Otherwise,
They
boo.
are. They
Yeah.
are. They're angels. They're
Yeah,
like
yeah, okay, got
so.
it.
So like, and it wasn't until like halfway on the flight. I was sort of racking my brain, feeling like quite stressed out. Like, how am I going to do it? It was quite late now as well because I had to wait in the airport for like probably 5 hours to get this next flight. So it was late, man. It was like we landed about 10 p.m. and I was like, I don't know whether I'm going to get a taxi or what. Um, and yeah, like they started sort of say, I told them the story. They said, look, we've got a hire car at the airport, right? If you want, you can come with us. We're staying at a hostel in Stinjan, and we're going to drive to Pula tomorrow. And I was like, you sure? And they were like, yeah, yeah, that's fine. So I jumped in the car. We went, and I ended up staying in the hostel with them. And then the next day, we drove like all the way to Pula basically, and like stopped off. It was a wicked drive. Like we stopped off on the way, went for like a little swim in the lake and stuff, like, and then like carried on, like stop, and we stopped off and had this like side of the
You're
road.
leaving out details, Joe.
I swear down.
I'm a details man. You're leaving out details, Joe.
No, man, never tell, never tell.
Yeah, so what happened was I was talking to these girls on the plane, and then I got to the venue, man. Woo!
Yeah, I've just gone. Then I stayed at the hostel. Then we went for a swim. Like, no, actually, it was all legit, mate. We actually did pick up another couple of lads as well. These two guys who were gay, who like were at this. Yeah. So then it was all cool. It was all cool. Like it was all sweet. There was, there was a good mix of people in the car.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. So we were all cruising. It was a full car. There was five of us, and they took us all the way to the festival. It was sweet, and like dropped me off at the place. I was a day late getting there, but eventually I got there, and it was just amazing. Yeah, man. Like when we landed, and then I got to play to like sort of 1,000 people, which was sweet. And
Mate.
yeah,
We
that's
see like how that's a metaphor for so many things though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like we're talking. I think the theme of this podcast should be one door closes, another one opens. Do you know what I mean? Like we're looking at your job, we're looking at your childhood there, we're looking at this COVID, and then you get into Pula and
that's it, man.
know,
Like, do you know what I feel? It's so strange, right? I've just like a lot of my friends wind me up about this. I've just considered myself very lucky. I've had a lot of like luck on my side through life, and I don't know why, whether that's, I don't know what the reason why that is. Like I always try to do good, you know. I always try to help people out where I can, and I'm a massive believer in karma. And for some mad reason, like I've had a lot of struggles, I've had a lot of challenges in my life, and I've gone through some shit, as everyone does, right? You've got hurdles, you've got to jump over them, but I seem to like somehow always just land on my feet, and I'm very, very grateful for that. Like it's sweet, man. I always kind of just try to, I don't know, just connect with people and be good, and you know, like help out where possible, and that's it, mate. I've kind of just seemed to land, like when I've got myself in these weird, difficult situations, I just try and like speak to some people and somehow get myself out of it, or either that, or I'm just a really good blagger.
Well, it's probably a fair mix of everything, you know. But like touching on that, you know, I see some similarities in myself there, was what you describe, you know, and the way I've sort of thought about it is, you're not going to get the opportunities if you don't want them. I'll tell you what I mean. Like if you say I can't do that, you're right. Yeah. If you say I can do that, you're right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So either way, you're right. You know, oh, I can't do that. Yeah, probably, because you've already lost, right? You can't do it. You're right.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you go, I can do that, and you know what? You're right as well, because either way, you're right. You know, so you picking the positive. You know, the likelihood is, you know, if you just lift your head up, and look around, the opportunities are probably there. The people who can help you could just be sitting right behind you.
Yes, exactly. That's
Do you know what I mean? You could have been there, or you could have been on that bus back to your car and back home to Reading going,
exactly,
I didn't do it, right?
Yeah, and this is why PMA is everything, man. Positive mental attitude, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
It absolutely is, because like you said, you've got some similarities, right? And we've always had a vibe, man. Even though we haven't spoke, right, for about 6-7 years, like we said, like we've spoke every now and again on Facebook or whatever, but
and we only knew each other 8 months, 8 months.
That's it. But we've always had this vibe, and it's because you connect with the people that have that kind of positive manner. Do you know what I mean? And just people that have a vibe about them, mate. And I think it's important, even once again, get the cash ready, but in these crazy times, that like people do like try to just maintain this positive fucking vibe, because it's all we've got. It's either that, like there's so much doom and gloom, you know, and also try not to watch the news too much. That's the biggest advice, like, because it's like, you know, the media is the worst for it, invoking fear in people. And yeah, like I think you just need to try and not watch it too much. Do you know what I mean? And just you know, speak to your friends and family and just stay positive.